Yo, so this is SMG versus Xix2g. After me and SMG did some games and some coaching, and I'm really impressed by SMG's performance here. He really took in my advice and feedback, and this first 5, 7, maybe even 8 minutes were close to perfection. Very good. So here I advised him to change up his starting queue a bit. He did 2 mechs, 2 solars, and a bit of a weird opening. So I told him as he makes solars, make 3 mechs first, then 2 solars. But if he's gonna go for a wind open, do 2 mechs, and then wind, and then third mechs. Because if you do 3 mexes and then wind, you east all. So good adaptation from SMG here. And I also told him he needs to get 3 cons out before he does his little com walk, his little X Factor walk. So yeah, a lot of good adaptations here. So one thing he's gonna do soon is a bit of a mistake. I think this is enough actually. 2 solars, 5 wins. And then just boost the lab until 3 cons are out and then do the X Factor walk.
Enemy
He
units
adds in
detected.
a bit too much energy in a bit here.
Units under attack.
A good expansion queue. Perhaps add in 1 LLT in the middle of the 3 mix clusters to be a bit more safe. You could do that now with shift plus spacebar. That would be an improvement. The way you're doing it now is greedy, and it could pay off if you defend well with radars and army. But to be more safe, try adding in the LLTs in the middle of the 3 mix clusters here. So yeah, look, you're overbuilding energy here. We can check statistics. Yeah, you will probably excess a lot of energy now going forward. Not a huge deal, but slightly overbuilding energy. Because look, now that your com left, you're spending 120. Let's see, 150 when you're doing incisors. And you have 230. So maybe like 2 wins too much. And here your prior number 1 is to get intel, to get vision. If you snipe a constructor or a mech or a radar, that's just a bonus. But let's see how much scouting info you get here. Good job pulling away from the commander. These 2 should be shift queued in now. Those 2 die unfortunately, but these 2 could get some good scouting in now. Let's see if you forget about them or if you send them in. By this point, you scouted very well. You have some scouts spread out throughout the map. I love to see this. This is so good. And since you're not under threat, you have good scouting, you're not under threat, you could add a constructor right now. Maybe even 2 if you want to be greedy. Oh, nice, you sent those 2 in. And then forgot about them, but at least you sent them in. The 2 scouts top left there. And this is very good. Counter it, like 9 wins. Counter it, a bunch of wind, counter it. Very good. Let's see, is your commander on high prio? Yeah, that could be a change. You could set your commander to low priority now. A good rule is whatever is boosting lab is always on low priority. If it's a constructor or two constructors or commander, doesn't matter. Because there will come a time, if you play well that is, when your metal is very low. And in those cases you don't want high prio boost on lab, because then you will slow down your expansion. Most important thing in this game is to grab the mexes. So that could be... Ah! You put the commander on low prio. Very good. So yeah, so far, almost perfection. You sending this guy out. Let's see if I check the queues. Yeah, looks very good. You queued up a bunch of expansion. Very good. I actually like that you just keep these scouts here for vision. So you know you are safe on this side. But you could send them in also. The top right scouts could go forward. But just keeping them like that is also good. And focusing more on mid and left side of the map. And you saved these two cons, very good. And you're making an E storage, very good. One thing you could do now, you see your metal is kind of low. You could add one more expanding constructor. That goes here maybe. That way. And let's see, how is your queues looking? Yeah, looks good. So imagine if you added one or even two more expanding cons, you would have taken this by now. These mexes as well, plus some LLTs and radars. But then again, then you would have had less army. Maybe you wouldn't have been able to defend this, so very, very good game, SMG. And keep doing this with the scouts here. For most of this game, top right was safe, because you had scouts there, very well positioned. Another E-store, good. Now you add some more constructors after the threat is dealt with. By this point, at like 9 minutes now, you could consider adding a second lab. Bot lab, vehicle lab, air lab, whatever you prefer. Or you could make more medium tanks to spend your metal better. Because now you're starting to float a bit. In general, me personally, I like to work my way up to 4 con turrets and 2 E-storages. And then I add a second lab. For air, it's very important that you get the 2 E-storages up. Because if you make an air lab and you don't have even 1 E-storages, even 1 E-store, I mean, and you try to make air and wind drops, and you make mostly wind like you do, yeah, you're pretty wrecked. So yeah, you have a lot of energy, you have a lot of metal. Try to spend it a bit better going forward. Easiest way is just add another vehicle lab. You could also just queue up, if you hold down Alt and you make like 10 medium tanks, that's also a way to just quickly spend your resources better. But to give you some sort of a rule, somewhere between 30 and 40 metal per second, now you're at 50, somewhere between 30 and 40 is a very good time to add a second lab.
Units under attack.
Since you saw all this in middle, I think by this point you should already have like 2 or even 3, 4 pounders protecting this choke here. Because these 2 towers isn't enough. If you had like 5 towers here in the choke, then maybe. But now this is a very vulnerable choke for you. So in future games, put like 3 pounders right here. And this army was a bit passive this game. You could have done so much damage with this army. Either splitting it up in 2 and attack from 2 angles like this, or just send it in like a ball and try to wipe out a lot of expansion and cons and etc. So like here, I guess you spot the Janus and the army and you get a bit scared. Then you pull back and you leave that army here on the left side for like entire game. You could have probably won with this army. It's 30 incisors almost. So yeah, imagine if you had 3 pounders here. Now you manage to defend anyways, but if you had some pounders there, he would just not be able to do anything. Also, try to be a bit quicker with adding forward radars. When you have constructors close to the midline of the map, you should add radars to increase your vision. So let's pause real quickly. Like these 2. They should have made radar a long time ago. They should have made a radar, I don't know, here. Maybe when they were up here, they could have made radar there. Where they are right now, they could make radar there. Forward radars cross the midline is so good. Very good. And same thing here. This aircon. Also, another benefit with aircons is, imagine if you do like this radar and this radar. Oh my god, so OP. Then you can have so much map control. Could also make like one here. Yeah, aircons are really good at putting up forward radars, but it's also very good that you eat metal with them. So good play there. Yeah, this was a bit of a mistake, letting all this enter your base, but you solve it well here. And good job pulling the Shuris back. You need like, for this army, you need like 15 Shuris maybe, and engage at the same time as your incisors or whatever army moves in. And you're doing that very well. You're patient. So yeah, I feel like I don't have much to add really. You played this game so well, SMG. The only thing is your aggression level was a bit low. So this left army should have maybe won you the game even. At least wiped out a few constructors, some expansion. So yeah, that's it. Very well played, just some slight mistakes, but not much. Good job, well played.